Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're plunging into, well, a really fascinating and fast-moving part of the digital world. We're talking about the incredible rise of AI influencers and how they're really starting to shake up the marketing landscape. And you, our listener, you've given us some fantastic source material to unpack here, so we're excited to dig in.
Yeah, that's right. So AI influencers, basically they're computer-generated characters. They're powered by AI, and they're designed specifically to, engage with people and promote products. What's really interesting, I think, is how significant they're becoming in the whole creator economy. It's a big shift, really, in how brands are trying to connect with audiences. It's not just about human personalities anymore.
Okay, so our mission today is to break down everything you need to know about these virtual personalities, how they're made, their surprising impact on marketing, even what it means for human creators. We'll pull out the key nuggets and surprising facts from the sources you shared, tailored just for you. Right, let's unpack this. So, foundationally, AI influencers, they're completely fabricated characters.
Entirely, yeah. Designed to simulate human behavior, how they look, even, simulate emotional responses. And they interact with followers, they create content, and crucially, they actually influence buying decisions, just like human influencers do.
Okay.
And the real sort of cleverness here is how technology and creativity mix. Developers are using these advanced deep learning models.
Which are AI systems that learn from data, right?
Exactly. They learn from huge amounts of data to help these virtual people mimic human stuff.
Yeah.
Facial expressions, how they move, how they talk, all generated. And at the same time, you've got graphic designers making them look relatable, appealing, surprisingly human sometimes. And if we look at their key features, well, first, they're totally artificial, made with algorithms, machine learning. Second, they have these really realistic interactions. They can respond to comments, generate personalized stuff. Seems authentic. Yeah. Third, they're programmed for high-quality content. Photos, videos, posts, all fitting their persona. Fourth, they have real influence, real marketing power. They shape purchase decisions. Fifth, brands can customize them like crazy, adapt them for specific campaigns.
And the big one, scalability.
That's the real game changer, yeah.
Yeah.
They operate 24/7. Multiple platforms, multiple languages, global reach with, zero physical limits.
That 24/7 aspect, no limits. That really does change the game, doesn't it? But how? How do they actually make these digital people? Let's peel back the curtain a bit on the tech.
It's quite a process. Starts with designing the persona very carefully, defining personality, looks, even a backstory. Developers use deep learning for the human-like traits, expressions, speech patterns. Graphic designers handle the visuals.
Okay.
Then, for the interactions, they program in natural language processing tools. That's the tech letting computers understand and talk like humans. So they can chat authentically, reply to comments, make custom replies. Then, creating the content has to align with the persona and the brand strategy. And once it's all set, they launch on social media, like any influencer. But crucially, there's ongoing tweaking based on how the audience reacts, fine-tuning the personality or content.
So what specific technologies are we actually talking about here? Sounds pretty advanced.
Yeah, under the hood, it involves a few key areas. For how they look, you've got specialized 3D design software, sculpting features, rigging for movement, realistic textures for skin, hair, clothes.
Like in movies or video games.
Exactly like that. Then there's AI animation, sometimes using motion capture for natural body movement, but also AI for subtle facial expressions that match speech. Sometimes they even combine pre-built animation bits with AI to generate poses and scenes quickly.
Okay.
For the content itself, AI writing assistants help with captions, scripts, posts. Automated generators streamline things, keep it consistent. Scheduling tools manage the posting calendar.
And the voice.
Yeah. Voice synthesis is vital. Text-to-speech tech for natural intonation. Plus, voice modulation or cloning to get a voice that perfectly matches the character. So why are they taking off now? What's driving this huge rise?
Well, a big part of it is the growing demand for more personalized, more targeted marketing. Consumers are getting savvier. Traditional ads don't always cut it. AI influencers offer something fresh, something engaging. And looking bigger picture, their operational advantages are just huge. They work 24/7, no breaks needed, across time zones. And they're immune to scandals or controversies that can hit human influencers.
Right, that scandal-proof aspect must be appealing.
Definitely. They can even be like virtual professionals or thought leaders on places like LinkedIn.
And the impact on the wider influencer marketing world, it seems pretty profound.
Oh, absolutely. Brands can reach totally new demographics, customize their appeal for really specific niches.
Which must really affect things like affiliate marketing, too. Big time. AI influencers can churn out personalized content at scale, reaching more people than even micro-influencers sometimes. Plus, because they're data-driven, brands get much more precise measurements of how campaigns are doing. They can optimize things almost in real time.
So what are the numbers saying? How big is this market?
The figures are pretty striking. The global AI influencer market was valued around $6.95 billion in 2024.
Wow.
And is projected to hit $8.3 billion in 2025. And if you look at the broader virtual influencer market, forecasts are even wilder, like $111.78 billion by 2033.
That's astronomical growth.
It really is. What's interesting is that the Asia-Pacific region is currently leading the charge in adopting them. It just underscores how much brands want that controlled, always-on messaging.
Okay, that growth is staggering. So let's dive deeper then. The pros and cons for brands thinking about using AI influencers seems like a trade-off. Control versus maybe connection.
Exactly. So on the benefits side, first up is consistency and control. Total control over the message. Perfect alignment with brand values. No risk of an influencer going off script or causing controversy. That's huge.
Yeah, I can see that.
Second, cost effectiveness. Now, the initial development costs can be high tens, even hundreds of thousands for a really sophisticated one.
Right.
But long-term, they can be cheaper. No ongoing payments, travel costs, big content teams. Someone like Lil McKellar reportedly gets around 10 grand per post, but campaigns like KFC's AI Colonel Sanders were noted for being cost-efficient and getting buzz.
Interesting.
Third, scalability and global reach. We touched on this 247, multiple platforms, languages, efficient global reach. Fourth, innovation. Brands can try new kinds of storytelling. Animated effects, placing the influencer anywhere without logistical nightmares.
Limitless possibilities almost.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And finally, data. Brands own all the data. Deep insights into audience behavior, campaign performance, real-time optimization.
Okay, sounds pretty good, but what about the downsides?
There are significant ones. The main one is probably the potential lack of authenticity. Consumers are smart. They might detect it's not human, feel a disconnect. That could harm the brand.
The uncanny valley effect.
Sort of, yeah. Which ties into the limited emotional connection. They simulate emotions, but they don't feel them. Genuine connection is hard. Then, as we said, high initial costs. Development, design, programming, maintenance.
Right.
It adds up.
Right.
And then there are ethical and transparency issues. Big concerns if audiences don't know it's an AI, potential misuse of data, AI persuasion tactics.
And the regulations are catching up.
Yes. The need for double disclosure, stating both sponsorship and AI involvement, is crucial now. Fines can be hefty, up to like $53,000 per violation.
Ouch.
And finally, privacy. They rely on lots of user data, raising significant privacy concerns.
That lack of genuine emotional depth is really interesting. But aren't some AI influencers designed to simulate it so well it feels real? Where's the line, or is the audience deciding?
It really varies. Depends on the design and how the audience perceives them. Some definitely aim for that deep emotional bond. Others are more focused on, say, fashion or product features.
Okay, so let's look at some real examples. Who are the big players out there working with major brands?
Right. Well, Lil McKellar is probably the most famous. Created by Brood. Over 2.5 million Instagram followers. She's worked with Calvin Klein, Prada, Samsung. She really shows the power of a well-crafted story and, that parasocial relationship, even with an AI.
Yeah, she's everywhere.
Then there's Lu Dumagalu in Brazil. Hugely successful for the retailer magazine, Luiza, millions of followers. She shows how AI influencers can integrate deeply into e-commerce, driving sales directly with reviews and promotions.
More direct than some human influencers, maybe.
Potentially, yeah. And for high fashion, you've got Ima, virtual model from Japan, Pink Bob, very stylish. Collaborated with IKEA, Gucci. Even showed up at Paris Fashion Week. We also see unique ones like Bee Influencer, an AI focused on environmental awareness, promoting sustainability, has this cute bee avatar.
Oh, interesting niche.
And Shudu, often called the world's first digital supermodel. Created by a photographer, Cameron James Wilson, worked with Fenty Beauty, represents that kind of digital diversity push.
So many different types. What does all this mean for the human creators, the ones who built this industry? Are they, being pushed out?
It's definitely adding your pressures. Human influencers are facing more market saturation, more competition for brand deals.
Right.
There's also this increased pressure on authenticity. Human creators need to really lean into genuine connection, real emotions, the stuff AI can't truly replicate yet.
Makes sense.
A technical skills gap is also emerging. Human creators kind of need to learn how to use AI tools now for editing, content ideas, analytics. And we're seeing a shift towards niche specialization. focusing on uniquely human things like live interaction, deep cultural storytelling.
But humans are adapting, right? This is where it gets interesting.
Oh, absolutely. Many are taking hybrid approaches, using AI tools in their workflows to be more
Or
efficient.
like for editing or...
Yeah, AI editing software, or using AI image generators like Midjourney for cool visuals, or tools like Runway ML for video clips, maybe generating B-roll footage affordably. Authenticity is becoming a huge differentiator too, emphasizing real stories, vulnerabilities, building deeper connections.
Doubling down on being human.
Exactly. Focusing on community building, genuine relationships through interaction, personal replies, and showing the behind-the-scenes stuff. The creative process builds transparency and that emotional link.
And are there new roles emerging for humans in this AI influencer world?
Yeah, exciting new opportunities, actually. Some creators are becoming AI influencer managers or trainers, defining the AI's tone, style, content direction. It blends creative and tech skills.
Interesting.
There's also potential for collaborations, human and AI influencers working together. Blending authenticity with AI's scalability could have broad appeal. And increasingly, human creators can offer technical services, consulting, helping others use AI for content, automation, analyzing data.
That's a fascinating evolution.
Yeah.
But it brings us back to a critical point. The ethics. What are the big ethical questions around AI influencers, and how do we navigate them?
There are three major ethical challenges brands really need to watch. First, as we mentioned, regulatory compliance. Those double disclosures saying it's sponsored and AI are essential to avoid big fines.
Transparency first.
Absolutely. Second, representation issues. There's a real risk AI influencers could just perpetuate unrealistic beauty standards or cultural appropriation if they aren't designed thoughtfully and inclusively.
Yeah.
Third, authenticity concerns just won't go away. Consumer trust varies. Younger people seem more accepting generally, but others are skeptical about bonding with an AI. It raises that bigger societal question, just because we can create these superhuman-like personas, should we? What are the wider implications for how we interact online?
So wrapping this up, what's the big picture for the future? AI influencers are clearly a profound change in digital marketing.
Yeah, it seems we're moving towards a hybrid model. AI and human creators complementing each other, not just competing head-to-head.
Right.
The key going forward seems to be finding that balance between innovation and authenticity. For brands, it's about using AI for control, scale, creativity, but being super mindful of ethics and transparency.
And for human creators.
It's about embracing AI tools for efficiency, but really doubling down on those uniquely human experiences, the connections that tech just can't replicate.
So for you listening, whether you're a creator navigating this, a marketer, or just watching it unfold, here's something to think about. As these AI personas get ever more sophisticated, how will we as a society actually define and value influence when the line between human and artificial keeps getting blurrier?